Have you ever wondered why some people attract success? How often do you look around and say, "But I am much more talented than him," or, "He never seems to work and I work hard," or even, "How on earth did he get all that money?" I think we all have, and the answer is very simple, but it is so simple, we cannot believe that it is the reason. There are only two ways that these things can happen, that is, the successful people are using this secret and don't realize it, or they know the secret and are just following the simple formula. Oh sorry, there is a third way that you can amass wealth, and that is by being competitive, ignoring your family, not caring about others, and using force to make things happen. This is only a good idea if you are prepared to pay the price. Unfortunately, when you adopt this system, you are always watching your back, you are always stressed, and what you get is never satisfactory and often not permanent. When you are not in harmony with universal laws, you never feel like you are in the flow. If you are forcing things to happen and always feel in competition, stop, you are doing it all wrong. So what is this secret? Well, it is something that has been programmed out of us over the years, and it is simply what Wallace Wattles calls the certain way. I always think how clever those words are, as they have two distinct meanings and both are relevant. Firstly, certain means without doubt, and it also means specific. It is very relaxing therefore to know that provided you follow instructions to the letter, you will get specific guaranteed results. We are told in the science of getting rich that obtaining wealth is, in fact, a science, and like all science it is governed by laws or principles, therefore once we learn those principles we can obtain wealth with mathematical certainty. Most of these principles and laws let you know when you are not doing things correctly, exactly like the law of gravity. We adjust our behavior to take this law into account. For example, we know that if we step off a cliff we are only going to head one way, so we adjust our behavior to avoid that situation. The whole formula behind getting rich is based on the law of cause and effect, which is like causes always cause like effects. If you do this, that will happen. Simple, isn't it? Yes, but you will find believing and following these simple teachings the hardest thing you will ever have to do, because they sometimes go against everything you have learned to date. Getting the same result every time from an action is a basic premise of how the universe works. Just imagine the chaos, if every time you did something, you got a different result. That might even be quite funny for a few seconds, but nothing would be dependable, and very quickly things would just disintegrate and go into meltdown. This is very good news, because all universal laws are never changing, and wherever you live, whatever your circumstances, provided you understand this principle, you will always get the same result every time, guaranteed. All results in science depend on results being duplicable, and once you have your theory, you can get others to test them under the same conditions and circumstances and get the same results. So if one person follows the instructions and achieves the results, that is proof that the system works. This can only fail because you change the cause and therefore get a different effect. In my experience teaching this, every time I hear someone say it does not work, they have always done things in line with their existing beliefs, and as a result have made small changes to the cause and obviously will get a different result. Systems work, people fail. It is our limiting beliefs that are responsible for all our difficulties in life. Once we have faith and belief in ourselves and trust the universal laws, everything changes. You cannot expect change if you do not change, and the fact that there are guaranteed results once you do, what are you waiting for? If you can see someone else has done and achieved what you desire, belief in your ability to also do it is all you need. Up until 1956, medical science believed that the human body was physically incapable of running a mile in under 4 minutes. It was a good job that no one told Roger Bannister, because he did it. That in itself is amazing enough, but during the next 2 years over 50 runners achieved what was thought to be an impossible feat. What then had happened? Simply other athletes had been shown it could be done, so their limiting beliefs were removed and they knew it was achievable. That is no different for you. You can achieve anything you can see others doing, but like an athlete, how much effort are you prepared to put in? Just because you cannot run a mile in 4 minutes, does that mean it cannot be done? Make sure you are prepared to put in the effort and accept that there will be setbacks, but as long as you stay focused on your desire or clear mental image, there is no way known that you cannot achieve it. People often say that their environment is holding them back. Rubbish, just another bit of negative programming that you can call up each time you need an excuse as to why things have not gone to plan. There are so many stories of rags to riches that it is impossible to pick just one as an example, but you know hundreds, so just pick your favorite and keep reading it until you realize that you could also do it. Another well-worn excuse for having not achieved your desired position in life is the fact that you have not got talent and ability. That is a real myth, as many very able and talented people end up working for the class dunce. It seems that talent and ability are things that may attribute to not being rich, as there are more talented and rich people who are poor than talentless people who are rich. Think about that. Having knowledge, education and a great brain is not even a prerequisite for getting rich, and there is ample evidence to support that. Too many people have been taught that being thrifty and saving will lead to riches. Sorry, another myth. I am not saying be irresponsible, but how many people who have saved for a rainy day do you know who are rich? Those people can be in the middle of a raging storm and still refuse to touch their savings. It just doesn't make sense. Access to capital will never guarantee success, and lack of capital has never held anyone back who has the vision and desire to get started. Wallace Wattles says that capital is part of the result, not the cause. Great isn't it to realize that none of the above things can stop you being rich? Obviously, there are things that you should consider when starting a business, e.g. doing something you are good at or enjoy is a good start, and being in the right area is also important. Starting an ice cream shop in the Antarctic may not be the brightest idea, but with just a few considerations, where you are maybe just perfect. Here is a passage from the classic The Science of Getting Rich. If you have no capital, you can get capital. If you are in the wrong business, you can get into the right business, and if you are in the wrong location, you can move to the right location. So what excuses can you find now? Just get started, and if you are already in business, look at your business through fresh eyes, using all the above information to help you change things.